As we dive into the depths of winter, a significant meteorological phenomenon known as the polar vortex is upon us. This year, January 2025, is set to be one of the coldest months in recent memory, with frigid temperatures and severe winter weather affecting much of the United States. Let's explore what this means for us. The polar vortex is characterized by a persistent area of low pressure and cold air, capable of causing temperatures to plunge between 12 degrees Fahrenheit to 35 degrees Fahrenheit below average. This phenomenon is particularly impacting the eastern half of the country, where residents are bracing for severe winter storms and icy conditions. Forecast models and NOAA projections indicate that this polar vortex could lead to one of the coldest Januaries on record, potentially rivaling the infamous cold spell of 2014. With back-to-back cold blasts expected, the Midwest and Northeast are preparing for harsh weather ahead. As we look at this colorful promotional graphic, we see how educators can utilize comic-based projects to engage students in understanding complex subjects like weather forecasting. The polar vortex is not just a topic for meteorologists, it's a chance to educate the next generation about climate phenomena. The winter-themed educational display, titled 32 January Bell Ringers, encourages students to reflect on their goals and the weather. With prompts like Weather Review, it invites thoughts on the current weather conditions, which are particularly relevant given the polar vortex forecast. This AccuWeather forecast map highlights the risk of sub-zero temperatures across the United States during the polar vortex. Key cities like Minneapolis and Chicago are expected to experience dangerously cold weather, emphasizing the seriousness of this winter event. As we examine the contractions matching puzzle, we see how educational resources can be tied into winter themes. This printable worksheet not only teaches grammar, but can also be a fun activity during the cold days ahead, keeping students engaged indoors. The visualization of the polar vortex weather forecast shows the swirling patterns of cold air masses. This dynamic image illustrates how the polar vortex influences weather patterns across North America, reminding us of the interconnectedness of our climate. This detailed weather forecast emphasizes the expected temperature anomalies due to the polar vortex. The stark contrast between the deep blues of cold air and the reds of warmer areas highlights the potential for extreme weather conditions this January. As we look at the weather forecast map, we see the expected temperature drops across the United States. The polar vortex is set to bring significant cold and snowstorms, affecting daily life and travel for many. In this colorful design aimed at children, we see how education can continue even during winter weather. Engaging activities can help students stay motivated and focused, even when the temperatures drop outside. As we conclude our exploration of the polar vortex, we encourage you to stay safe and prepared for the cold ahead. Remember to stock up on supplies and keep warm as this winter unfolds. What are your thoughts on the polar vortex? Share your comments below, like this video, share it with friends, subscribe for more updates, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to stay notified.